I saw my aunt today. She's on hospice and not doing well. For her birthday, she wanted one last get-together with family and friends, kind of like a going-away party. As we talked, she told me she's afraid of dying. She's feeling scared about that inevitable moment when she takes her last breath. I searched for something comforting to say, but the only thing I could think of was to normalize her feelings. I said, "It's understandable that you feel that way. That's really common. I know she's not alone in these fears. It's gonna be really hard for me to lose her. My dad took his life shortly after I turned 14 years old. Since then, his 2 living sisters have felt like the last real connection to him. Losing one of those links feels especially painful." My aunt told me a lot of stories about my dad. She had tears in her eyes when she said, "You remind me so much of your dad." I told her that sometimes, especially when I've let my hair grow out and it's super curly and bushy, I look in the mirror and see my dad looking back at me. Actually, I feel like I'm living the kind of life he wished he could have lived. My aunt and I talked about the trauma our extended family has gone through over the years. Wow, we've seen some stuff. But I also saw that there is a thread of resilience woven through each generation of my family tree. I'm grateful that thread got woven into the patchwork of me and my kids, too. I had this realization that I am healing generational wounds by learning to sit with what hurts, showing compassion to myself, and confronting trauma with courage instead of avoiding it. I'm also honoring my ancestors by trying to be mindful, present, and committed to appreciating each precious moment. When it was time to leave the party, I gave my aunt a long hug. Her eyes pierced through me as she said, "I love you so much." And I was certain we both knew that this was the last time we'd ever see each other. Later in the evening, I saw a video of a kitten hanging from a pole 15 feet above the ground. The kitten was frantic, flailing, desperately trying to avoid falling from the sky. Small claws clung tightly to the pole as the kitten was filled with fear and dread. What the kitten didn't realize was that a group of people stood below, arms outstretched with a coat spread wide, ready to catch the fall. If only the kitten had known that letting go, releasing that tight grip, would lead to a soft, safe landing, the fear and dread might have eased. What if this is kind of what happens after we die? What if that special, sacred moment when we take our last breath is followed by falling into a soft, safe ocean of unending love, peace, and light? What if that love and peace are just waiting to envelop us in a warm rainbow of brilliant colors, and there really is nothing to fear? Obviously, I have no idea what lies in the great beyond, but I think this belief is something I'd like to buy into. Who knows? Maybe death isn't the end after all. Maybe it's a return. And hopefully, when the time comes, we are more held than we ever imagined.